Hey guys, excited to show you my new Time magazine, Barbie. This is my third magazine. Check out my other videos. We're going to get right into it. Of course, like it first starts off with the movie because that kind of just brought Barbie back to the surface for all of us. And basically, it just made her a movie star. Amazing. It talks about, Barbie being a cultural icon and then just becomes this box office champ. But it wasn't after many, many years and a long, complicated journey to figure out how they were going to make a Barbie movie. I guess they've been talking about this for many, many years. And Mattel was incredibly cautious, when it came to, deciding, okay, what kind of movie, what kind of image are we going to portray? What kind of, what is Barbie going to represent as a movie star? And although they had many different producers come to them with different ideas that may have been good, nothing was as great as Gerwig's. So, moving on, let's learn a little bit about Barbie here, the American sweetheart. Her and her alone made Mattel a powerhouse and changed the way everyone thought about dolls. Girls originally were only playing with baby dolls. You see here all the different types of Barbies that we have now. But she basically has become a superstar, and she's known to many. I mean, here it even talks about having this huge Barbie collection in Australia. So here we have the original Barbie 1959 and a picture of Ruth and Elliot Handler here, the co-founders of Barbie. Ruth noticed that her daughter, I guess, was playing with paper dolls that were more designed to look like older women. So on a trip here, when they were across seas or somewhere in Europe, Ruth ran across this doll called Bid Lily. I guess it was more of like a, I don't know, not a gag gift, but something for men, So it's got these, dimensions, as you can see here, for like a woman. But what's crazy is if you look at her face, it is the same face as Barbie. So Ruth took this doll back, and a lot of the designer, which happened to be all men there, were like, heck no. I don't think that any mother is going to allow their daughter to play with such a grown-up doll. But look at this doll. Here you can see she's flirting with this puppet or something. And then here on the other side, look at this. 1954, a woman is actually dressed up like cosplay. Look how excited this guy is. It's so funny. So this is where Barbie got her dimensions from, I should say. But see, Barbie here takes a whole different turn. We're not trying to deliver Barbie as a sex icon. Through fashion and meticulous designs. Here you can see it's the imagination that this Barbie creates. It's an endless world of possibilities and homes. And obviously, young girls or boys, whoever likes to play with Barbies, imagination and be able to think creatively and, you choose what the future Barbie holds is important. It was 2016 that Mattel introduced this fashionista line, which I love because it's finally there was a whole kinds of Barbies. Everybody could now identify as a Barbie because there was one out there for you. I've collected so many different types of Barbie because of that. So here we have Gosling and Robbie as the original Ken and Barbie. And here we have all the staff and the main actors from the movie. So the woman behind the Barbie, Ruth Handler, the creator of this, she even played a pivotal part in the movie, which I think is really cool because the movie just didn't just go over a day in the life of just Barbie. It actually went over the whole creation and everyone involved in how Barbie even came to be and some of the issues and complications that Barbie has had over the years. What's really cool, I thought about reading this article, is that Ruth Handler herself was like a Barbie image in my mind, Now that I read so much about her, here she was a woman in a very man-dominated world coming up with a creation where men actually thought oh my gosh, what mothers are going to allow their daughter to play with a grown-up looking doll? But, she didn't give up. She said herself that, if she had to stay home and just do household duties, she probably would be a very unhappy woman in the world. So in a sense, I almost think that Ruth was living her life through Barbie to show other young girls that the possibilities truly are endless. But you have to give children that hope, that ability to take that imagination to the next level. And then this is where we see it. Barbie has been in so many different careers. And what I like about here, it says that Barbie has been shattering glass ceilings well before any of it had even occurred. Especially, look at this, 1965 astronaut. She was an astronaut before even the first man stepped foot on the moon. But here, surgeon, Air Force, president. I mean, these are things that, you know, you're secretively telling children, like, look at all the things you can be without being mocked or told, like, no, there's no spot in the world for a woman to be any of these roles. Here, Barbie is all of them. Art teacher, doctor, news anchor, you know, although still the one thing I can't get over here, which now it has changed, but I laugh because I'm like, what doctor is wearing high heels and a mini skirt? There's no way they'd let me walk into the hospital like that. But it was 2016 with the fashionista dolls and everything that I think kind of changed everything. You know, now we have these dolls that are basically all different sizes and shapes, and they're more relatable. And I think it's at this point that people realize I could be a Barbie. Anyone and everyone could be a Barbie. But here in the Barbie movie, they make a reference to like Ken just being Ken. And it's funny is because like Barbie does get all the attention, but this world, in Barbie's world, it's kind of the opposite of what we see here in our real world. And the movie goes over it beautifully. Here we see the transition from Ken in 1961 being like almost like a 15-year-old boy to 2017 here. Great skin tone, great jaw definition, just amazing looking doll. And then this one, oh my gosh, Sugar Daddy Ken. I had my own ideas of what Sugar Daddy Ken was until I read the article, and they said it's actually Sugar's daddy, which is the dog's name, actually. Anyways, enough said about that. Then we go into the details of how Gerwig actually put this whole movie together. Oh my gosh, the marketing machine that this movie has caused, and the products and the collaborations, totally amazing. This article here, Ken's Complicated Journey, I think is actually amazing. And that's what makes me like Time Magazine, probably the best out of all three that I have. It's this article here that makes me like this magazine the best out of my three, Ken's Complicated Journey. In many ways, the movie is about male fragility. You know, we want to quickly say, oh, Barbie's it's a feminist movie. But the way Gerwig put this movie together, it's amazing. You know, they even say we probably shouldn't have expected anything less from Gerwig. You can tell the time and the thought that she put into this, thinking about the masculinity of young men. Just as, you know, Barbie comes out of 1959 trying to be this feminist, and here we bring this movie out to 2023 where, you know what, maybe we are going to acknowledge how these young men now may feel. And what's great is because roles can reverse, right? Here, we're able to see it, a little bit of it. And what's so beautiful is that Gerwig is able to take a subject and touch it on both sides, where people are allowed to have feelings and not be attacked for them. And I guess it's just why I just love it so much, is because sometimes we are in a world that's just so, you know, one-sided. But anyways, it's funny is because in these worlds we have these ideals, not in these worlds, but like we have ideals in worlds, right? You know, and I guess they had made mention of like Stepford Wives, if you've ever seen that, where they're trying to make women or life a certain way, you know. One of the author of this article here briefly talked about a few movies, saying like, you know, when people assume that there's a better life somewhere else. She referenced the movie Don't Worry Darling was the movie, and I actually went and watched it, and it's talking about male fragility and just kind of different views from the other side now. Here we got the original influencer. Love this because this is exactly what Barbie was before social media even came to be. So here, how Barbie helped raise generations of feminists. I might have been raised in a family where feminist wasn't so much looked as a good word, but as I've grown, I've come to see that basically it's just encouraging women to be proud of who they are and open their eyes to see if, what they can actually accomplish on their own. I don't see there's nothing wrong with that. It does not mean that they're Ken haters or men haters. Barbie provided a way for a lot of girls, especially myself, where I kind of was a loner. I'd play and make up these extremely like fantasy style worlds and stuff where my Barbies had tons and tons of friends. There's something where you feel safe in those worlds, and little girls or little boys either play alone or play in groups, but the possibilities are truly endless. Here, the power of pink, this Barbie core. Oh my gosh. So it says here in this article that every so many years, every few years, I don't know, maybe 5, like this whole pink Barbie core thing comes out. And then everyone likes to relove Barbie. But now this doll has identified with this specific pink color that you can put this pink on anything, and we automatically think of Barbie. And what it's shown is Barbie is just not a doll that we like, but we've all been secretly becoming fans of just Barbie herself. Mattel has been criticized, saying like for keeping Barbie in this, this beauty ideals that cannot be are not possible, I guess. Either way, here's my point. Movies and models all were like Barbie, right? All of us thought like, oh my gosh, there's very few of us can look like that. But yet, the same time when models and movies started to change, Barbie started to change too. And that's what we have to accept, that the world is ever changing, trying to make it the best for all of us. Here we see Paris Hilton, Nicki Minaj, Ariana Grande, all loving Barbie. Then we go on to the collectors. So these are people like me. I would love to have a place like this. Look at that, a whole room dedicated just to Barbie. But here's the thing, Barbie collectors just aren't children. I mean, people have been, if you had that love for Barbie, it never goes away. Like for myself, it's nostalgic. I see a Barbie and it literally brings back genuine happiness. Here, Bettina, I guess, she's been collecting Barbies since 1962. She has the world's largest collection. It is amazing. But what's cool is Mattel has actually worked to keep in contact with doll collectors. And I just think that's why I love this movie so much. It just paid homage to all the different Barbies across many generations. And it brings that nostalgic, wonderful, safe feeling, or at least for myself. Oh, and this last picture, it's so funny. It's like, even though in Barbie Land everyone's name's Barbie, there are so many different kinds of Barbies. And that's what I just love now, because Barbie can be anyone and everyone, Anyways, amazing magazine. Out of all 3 that I got, I would highly suggest getting this one. The articles are fabulous. I didn't even do them justice. So pick this one up. Thanks, guys, for spending your time with me as I went through this magazine. I'll see you next time. Bye.